missing now. I feel it all around. The laughter of his voice is gone, his warm and tender sound. The way he would strum and play and sing so sweet and high. Would you like to learn to dance? That always made me cry. I sing his tunes every now and then, just so you won't forget. A good friend is dead and gone, but his song ain't over yet. Back in my scuffling days, no bread, no job in sight, I sold my blood for a $5 bill just to see him at the quiet night. I sat through all the shows, I felt that he sang just to me. Little did I know back then his road of destiny. I sing his tunes every now and then, just so you won't forget. A good friend is dead and gone, but his song ain't over yet. He gave it all that he had, and he would have given more. You never met a tougher guy, and his songs you can't ignore. A kind word for everyone, a heart as big as the sky. You knew he had the real stuff when he looked you in the eye. I sing his tunes every now and then, just so you won't forget. A good friend is dead and gone, but his song ain't over yet. I sing his tunes every now and then, just so you won't forget. A good friend is dead and gone, but his song ain't over yet. His song ain't over yet.
I hear a smile in a song and I turn around. That's the way that it's always been. A sweet warm voice will come along and steal your heart. You'll gladly sail with that song on the wind, feeling richer for the time we all sing together, staying up late to the bitter end, and whatever is lost in the winter frost lives on in our hearts like the song of a friend. I paid for both shows one night at the riverboat so I could watch Steve Goodman play. I moved up close when the crowd changed for the second show. I learned the chords to the Dutchman that way, and there ain't no way I'm gonna say too much about you. We only spoke just a time or two, but I'll be spending my days writing songs on this old guitar. Much of that is because of you, feeling richer for the time we all sing together, staying up late to the bitter end, and whatever is lost in the winter frost lives on in our hearts like the song of a friend. You're singing in Chicago, They're singing in Toronto, they're singing up a storm in Timbuktu. There's a ghostly chorus on the city of New Orleans. I think I hear them singing for you, singing richer for the time we all sing together, staying up late to the bitter end, and whatever is lost in the winter frost lives on in our hearts like the song of a friend. I hear a smile in a song in a turnaround. That's the way that it's always been. A sweet warm voice will come along and steal your heart. You'll gladly sail with that song on the wind.
I heard you laugh close to the end, when all your goodbyes were forever, welcoming fate into your arms and holding her close as if she were your lover. Long after the stars go out, long after they die, long after the stars go out, they light up the sky. Places in town are all closing down, except for those weary survivors. But the music you make remains in our hearts. We're listening now and we'll listen forever, long after the stars go out, long after they die, long after the stars go out, they light up the sky. They light up the Now you are gone and we're moving on, but every last friend remembers that light in your voice, that spark in your eyes. You're lighting our past like some eternal ember, long after the stars go out, long after they die, long after the stars go out, they light up the sky. They light up the sky. They light up the sky. They light up they light up the
At night he sits alone and he's looking at the stars, listens to them playing guitars. Him and Phil go back a long, long way. They talked about marching and dying. All in one day they play songs together. They sit up past the dawn. Well, I wonder how long this dream goes on. Bob was there last week as well. He's a quiet guy, but he's got stories to tell. Our hero sits and listens without asking why, and teaches Bob A minor with a glint in his eye. Bob used it on Hollis Brown. That was some time ago. Well, when is this dream gonna stop? Heaven knows. Then our hero picks up his guitar to play them the only tune he knows. He played it to me once, he said, it's short, but this is how it goes. This is the only thing that really matters, keeps me going, retains my sanity. The nights I spend alone when there's just Phil Ochs, Bob Dylan, Steve Goodman, David Blue, and me. Stephen died and David died, but only to the papers that live outside. Last Thursday they were in the room where he sits, the three of them making jokes about the meager obits, and Steve and David smiled, but they left quite soon. He wonders about this dream as he looks at the stars and moon. And sometimes he has a party for him and the crew. They turn up on time just 'cause they always do. And Phil plays I'm Marching, it's his favorite song. And Bob plays the harmonica, but he plays it all wrong. And Steve harmonizes like he did with John Prine. David just sits and looks blue all the time. Then the time comes round again where they all sit and listen to our hero playing. He says you've heard it before, but they like it, so they shout encore. And then he sings, This is the only thing that really matters, keeps me going, retains my sanity. The nights I spend alone, when there's just Phil Ochs, Bob Dylan, Steve Goodman, David Blue, and me, Phil Ochs, Bob Dylan, Steve Goodman, David Blue, me.
Saratoga Springs is full of castles and kings, all displayed in Victorian pride. But there are things on this earth more than title or birth. There are riches that money can't buy. Lena knows something, Lena shows nothing except for the look in her eye. She still walks up those stairs, she still sets up those chairs. Night after night after night. This is for Lena, this is for me, this is for friends along the way. This is for those who believe in a dream, won't let it just slip away. This is for Lena's Café. Lena is older and the winters are colder than they've been for quite a long time. But a room full of smoke, music, laughter, and hope sure make that old place come alive. Stan Rogers, Campbell Rogers, and Steve Goodman too, they've all stood right here on this stage. And the love that they left, it still lives in this room. And time cannot take it away. Yeah, this is for Lena, this is for me, this is for friends along the way. This is for those who believe in a dream, don't let it just slip away. This is for Lena's Café. Racing brings out the money, the power, and the fame. They hang garlands and wreaths on those four-legged beasts. Just ignore that old backstreet cafe. There is more than a place, there is more than a name, there is more than what newspapers say. There is more to a song than what a singer can see. But it's more than my words can explain. Yeah, this is for Lena, this is for you. Yeah, this is for friends along the way. This is for those who won't let go of the truth, who won't let it just slip away. Yeah, this is for Lena's Café. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Was a love so big that it filled his heart, till it swelled and finally burst apart. Where the love spilled out, they called it art, but he never really had no choice. Whoa, he had no choice. No, he never had no choice. When he gave his river a voice, he never really had no choice. He was thinking that the pain came much too soon when he locked himself up inside his room. Oh, it hurt real bad to write that tune, but he never really had no choice. And there was some who could not understand when he built those castles with his hands, and he knew damn well they were only sand, but he never really had no choice. Oh, he had no choice. No, he never had no choice. When he gave his river a voice, he never really had no choice. And sometimes a man, sometimes a boy, he made some music and he made some noise, but he felt his pain and he felt his joy. He never really had no choice. There was a beautiful fire inside of him as he balanced way out on that limb. Could have burned right through that branch so thin, but he never really had no choice. Oh, he had no choice. No, he never had no choice. When he gave his river a voice, he never really had no choice. About him when he died, they studied and they theorized, but when he was through they left and cried, and he never really had no choice. It was a love so big that it filled his heart, till it swelled and finally burst apart. Where the love spilled out they called it art, but he never really had no choice. Oh, he had no choice. No, he never had no choice. When he gave his river a voice, he never really had no choice. Oh, he had no choice. No, he never had no choice. When he gave his river a voice, he never really had no choice. Oh, he never really had no choice.
Annie Evans is my mother, also to my sister May. Our father died in Vietnam at the dawn of a bright new day. His picture sits at home upon an old piano stool, with one of him beside my mother playing heart and soul. Our mother lived alone, without a man to share her life. She felt the steady heartache of a nation wrought with strife. The lessons that she taught us, the lessons that we've learned, are how a life of peace is never given, only earned. And as we grew to womanhood, our lives went separate ways. I sought out quiet and comfort, while May found passion's blaze. We learned our daddy's story, that his memory not grow cold, and the three of us each Father's Day will still play heart and soul. In Chicago and in New York, in Lake Charles and Bakersfield, so many women had to forge a mother's bond in steel. The coming home was bitter for the soldiers who came home, more bitter still the ache and torment of the widows left alone. It's a lesson, it's a struggle, it's an honor earned each year. The raising of a family, standing strong and fighting fear. Her reservoir of strong resolve, her courage, love, and faith, a widow's path she's walked and lived with charm and style and grace. And we are Penny Evans' daughters, it's the dawning of our day. The war that claimed our father's life may never fade away. Of their grandfather's brave trial, how he went and was undone, are the stories we now tell to our daughters and our sons.
Old town, old friend, there's a song in the air, something to ask me and something to share. I saw the moon in a smoky spotlight, I heard someone sing in Old Town tonight. Sometimes it's laughter and sometimes it's tears, too many hours and most of my years, reaching for something and holding on tight. Old town, old friend, I'm with you tonight. Out in this new world it's hustle and box, and stay in the race, boy, or you're out of luck. But out where the dreamers are traveling light, there's still someone singing in Old Town tonight. Old town, old friend, who knows what it will bring, but whatever comes, we'll have something to sing. Sing it all morning, all evening, and then deep in our dreams we'll sing it again. Good morning, America, good night, Irene, and all of the moments that fall in between. Out where the dreamers are traveling light, there's still someone singing in Old Town tonight. Good morning, America, good night, Irene, and all of the moments that fall in between. Out where the dreamers are traveling light, there's still someone singing in Old Town tonight. There's still someone singing in Old Town tonight.
Sometimes when it's dark, when things are hard, when you can't dream, just open your heart, lift up your voice, lift up your wings, and fly with the angels high above. Fly with the angels, sing it out for love. Sometimes when it's cold, when you feel old, when you can't cry, no, you're not alone. Know that you're home. Know you can fly and fly with the angels high above. Fly with the angels, sing it out for love. I once had a friend, he sang till the end, sang till he died. Now he sings to me, sings to be free, sings as he flies, and he's flying with the angels high above, flying with the angels, singing out for love. He's flying with the angels high above. He's flying with the angels, singing out for love, singing out for love, singing out for love.
Saturday night, I come home. What do you think I found? Well, I went to open my kitchen door, but the door was busted down. I looked inside my kitchen, and what do you think I see? I saw four great big ugly men. They were standing there waiting for me. So I said, burglars, gangsters, now who the hell are you? You look like a bunch of Skid Row bums or monkeys from the zoo. 'Cause if it wasn't for the cut of your crummy clothes, which leaves me in some doubt, I'd say you're just a bunch of mafia hoods sent over here to rub us out. Well, they said, beatnik, junkie, don't you talk that way to me. Found your roommate here with a stash of hash and cubes of LSD. Found a bottle of Milltown in your room, which means you're as good as dead. Dead! If you don't want your teeth knocked out, you better keep a civil tongue in your head. Well, I said, police, police, oh my, I should have seen. Them mafia hoods ain't half as dumb, ain't nowhere near as mean. So they shoved me up against a wall and I just hollered, "Don't stop! You fellas hit me just one more time and I swear I'm gonna call a cop." Now they said reefer, hash and LSD. Just tell us where you get it, fellas, and we promise to set you free. Now, officer, I don't know what you mean. You seem to be in such a rush. I never set foot in this house before. Would you like to buy a fuller brush? Now, hipsters, vipers, I've got a few words for you. It's election year in Chicago town, and it's time to hide your boo. 'Cause Tony Rigoni is a narco man, and he's got a nose for grass. Yes, if you ever catch you turning on, you know it's gonna be your ass.
I remember Buddy, he was a West Texas flash. All too soon his luck ran out. He died in a fiery crash. Sang songs about love and hopes and dreams. Sang them his own way. Deep inside my heart, his memory will not fade away. That's why I'm here. Was a hero to me, that's why I'm here. His music set me free. What he did and what he was what I wanted to be. He died some years before his time, but he lives in you and me. I remember John, he was a rebel from Liverpool. He made the whole world twist and shout, made the fat cats look like fools. He sang songs about giving peace a chance, how love is all you need. In the brotherhood of man, there is no room for hate or greed. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. His music set me free. What he did and what he was what I wanted to be. He died some years before his time, but he lives in you and me. I remember Harry, he was a friend to you and me. As he drove his taxi, he knew there's a better place to be. World hunger was his enemy, just like it's yours and mine. And I'd give most anything to hear him one more time. Remember Stevie Goodman, he was a loyal Cubs fan. Even though it seemed the pennant was not in the plan, he wrote the perfect country song, best damn train tune I ever heard. He could paint the prettiest pictures, all he used was words. That's why I'm here. He was a hero to me. That's why I'm here. His music set me free. What he did and what he was what I wanted to be. He died some years before his time, but he lives in you and me. That's why I'm here. He was a hero to me. That's why I'm here. His music set me free. What he did and what he was what I wanted to be. He died some years before his time, but he lives in you and me.
First time I heard Stevie Goodman play was in a rain-drenched workshop tent. A matzo ball and bib overalls behind a big Martin instrument. He took us for a ride on the city of New Orleans boys, with Turnpike Tom to the Barnyard Farm. From jambalaya to the banks of the Ohio, Stevie turned on the Chicago charm. And as the rain on the canvas kept the cadence, Stevie waltzed us around the room. When he finished his set, well, I knew I'd just met the man with the golden tune. Oh, he was the man with the golden tune, boys. The man with the golden tune. A life that burned bright, but like each song he'd write, the ending came around much too soon. 8 years later I saw his name once again, in tiny letters on a Vegas marquee. The showroom was packed to catch Steve Martin's act, but he's not who I'd come to see. Stevie trotted out into the spotlight, wearing a tux filled with anxiety. A few hecklers got loud, 'cause this Philistine crowd came to see their big celebrity. Stevie sang about Banana Republic, and then that one about the hotel room. The applause had just swarmed up, and we knew we'd been warmed up by the man with the golden tune. Oh, he was the man with the golden tune, boys. The man with the golden tune. A life that burned bright, but like each song he'd write, the ending came around much too soon. The last time I saw Steve Goodman perform was in a local coffee house cabaret. A few of us knew about the pain he'd been through, but his smile never gave that away. Oh, we roared when he sang the Vegematic tune. Then he held that blue Cubby's cap to his breast. I had to turn away when he started to play the Dying Cub fans' last request. Yes, they still sing the blues in old Chicago, boys, where a good man's not forgotten soon. His songs meant so much to the lives that were touched by the man with the golden tune. Yes, they still sing the blues in old Chicago, boys, where a good man's not forgotten soon. His songs meant so much to the lives that were touched by the man with the golden tune.
Sailors were buried in the permafrost 100 years ago, looking for passage, and they got lost, blinded by ice and stiffened by cold. Franklin and his men kneeled to pray. Their patron saint looked the other way, looked the other way, looked the other way. A plane goes up, a plane comes down. We're empty as the air. The engine sings a mournful song for all travelers and the burdens they bear. For the minstrel show and the heart of gold, the toll house keeper on the lonesome road, on the lonesome road, on the lonesome road. Shall we gather at the river? Longboats will carry us away. Friends and lovers will take that ride. They'll be mighty singing on the other side, on the other side, on the other side. Little magician, you cast a spell as bright as any sun. The measure of his magic no tongue could tell, but he fell prey to a demon in his blood. He ran a good race, a little too slow. We'll meet again at the end of the road, at the end of the road. Shall we gather at the river? Longboats will carry us away. Friends and lovers will take that ride. They'll be mighty singing on the other side, on the other side, on the other side. Snow melt comes at the winter's end. The old Mississippi steams out of Minnesota, coming round the bend, headed for the city of New Orleans. Take to the highways, take to the trains. They'll be mighty singing when we meet again, when we meet again, when we meet again. Shall we gather at the river? Longboats will carry us away. Friends and lovers will take that ride. They'll be mighty singing on the other side, on the other side, on the other side.
most all of the time, where all the folk is meet. We used to groove on Gamble Rogers, watch Steve Goodman smile. You could hear the best damn music in 1,000 miles, and life down on the bistro. It's been a while. It seemed like just last year Jimmy Buffett did appear. The great filling station holder, wish I was somewhere other than here. We used to groove on Jefferson. What happened to him? We all love Ringwood and the Silver Man. Well, it's more than just a memory. Just a memory. It's who I am. There's no time like the present to recall old memories. Loud and Wainwright said, he said the skunk was better off dead, and it's sticking to high heaven. Well, I wish you all the best as you endure all life's duress. But they've torn down that old house now, where Rachel's spirit could not rest. And I sure miss Tom and Sandy, how they taught me well. If you trust upon your brother, you can never fail. And life down on the bistro, I knew it well. And no one can believe all the knowledge I received. When your soul passed through the bistro, you can never leave. We used to groove on Gamble Rogers, watch Steve Goodman smile. You can hear the best damn music in 1,000 miles, and life down on the bistro. It's been a while. It's been a while. Life down on the bistro. Been a while. On the bistro. Life down on the bistro. Been a while.
1972, Steve Goodman came and played at the Cambridge Folk Festival. Steve died in 1984, and I wrote him this song. Hope you appreciate it. It's a song which starts off in that field over there. Thank you very much. You wrote the best damn railroad song that I'd ever heard. When I saw you on the TV screen, I hung on every word. And I've been going through that patch. I hadn't played too much that year. If I was looking for a hero, well, I guess that I found you. And in the park they playing music, we were lazing all around. The summer sun surrounded us, warm bodies on the ground. You shambled on, you sat down, picked your Martin for the crown. That summer there was music, and the music it was friends and I, we sought you out. We shared our cans of beer. We were made up with the music, and I guess we made that clear. And I bought all of your records, and I signed again that year. That summer there was music, and the music, it was you. And the next time you brought John Prine, your friend, hell, he blew all our minds. We were lost and we were found again. So much luck was on our side. And I talked to you but briefly. You asked me if I liked John's style. I guess he was a hero. You know, you had your heroes too. Here comes that train song again. So damn good, I wish that it would never end. But like that railroad era, you're lost and gone, my friend. Along with all those railroad men who were heroes just like you. Then it's 10 years on, it's way up north. I've been playing hard that week. I'm running in a bar by Jock, who asked if we could speak. You know, we had a beer and then some more. Such a chance it was to meet. You know, Jock, he had a hero. I couldn't believe that it was you. He lived some time in Boston and in Philadelphia, USA. He'd even played at somebody else's troubles in Chicago, by the way. And the stories that he told to me changed an ordinary day. Like old friends reunited, we spoke of nothing else but you. Here comes that train song again. So damn good, I wish that it would never end. But like that railroad era, you know, you're lost and gone, my friend. Along with all those railroad men who were heroes just like you. Working in a South Coast town, I called home like I do. A friend who knew how much I cared had phoned up with the news. I didn't need to try that evening when I came to sing the blues. You know, nothing else was on my mind, nothing else but you. So never wasted, not one moment. It was so much borrowed time. You lived in hope through all the years, still tasting life's sweet wine. So the jokes you made, they make more sense now. The last post on the line. But that train, a destination, the last call made for you. Here comes that train song again. So damn good, I wish that it would never end. But like that railroad era, you're lost and gone, my friend. Along with all those railroad men who were heroes just like you. Here comes that train song again. So damn good, I wish that it would never end. But like that railroad era, oh, you're lost and gone, my friend. Along with all those railroad men who were heroes just like you.
I was walking on down the street when one day I happened to meet the guy that wrote that song about the train. He showed me his brand new club. He told me how much he loved the Cubs. He took me home, fed me, played some songs, and then he gave me his seat to hear Arlo and Pete. It was too much to believe. That's the way I met Steve. He drove us to the borderline. Me, Steve Wade, and old John Prine. talk about going on a crazy trip. He talked about Nancy and the girls, about the good old days at the Earl. Every now and then we'd let a few secrets slip. He took me under his wing, he taught me lots of things. It was too much to believe. That's how I got to know Steve. And Chicago's never been so cold, like the day that I was told it was all over for my friend Steve. And every day I sit and cry, every day I ask myself why did it have to leave? Every time he walked right in, he'd be wearing that silly grin, tell you the worst joke you just heard. Sometimes we met on the road, sometimes he'd be with Jethro. Those two guys were really absurd. But he became a star when he played that guitar. He was too much to believe, and that's the way I remember Steve. That last time I saw him play, you know he blew that crowd away. We made a few plans all in vain. There's a picture there on my wall, me and Steve having a ball. I tagged along and put him on the plane. He said, don't worry, I'll be back in a hurry. There's no reason to grieve. That's the last time I saw Steve. And Chicago's never been so cold, like the day that I was told it was all over for my friend Steve. Every day I sit and cry, every day I ask myself why did it have to leave? Why did it have to leave?
I had a dream, as true as I'm standing here, holding my hand, smiling at me, telling me not to fear. He said, be strong, sing your own kind of song. I gave it all that I could, and so can you. Just always be true, always be true. We floated along, high on a silver cloud, in harmony, singing out loud the songs that we knew. And then we sat, and he gazed deep into my eyes, till the moment he knew, I realized what he'd been through, what he'd been through. Then he rose up into a light in the sky. I stood there waving goodbye, rooted like a tree, unable to fly. Then I awoke, and I lay still in my bed, hearing them over and over again, the words that he said, the words that he said. used to say what dreams really are. Is it all in your mind, coming from you, or a lost friend getting through? Well, I was there. I wish you'd have been there too. He had on his old favorite coat, that gleam in his eye, as healthy as me or you, as healthy as me and you. I had a dream.
You know, there's a lot of people not eating these days real good. So it's, you know, I don't think it behooves me to sit around and tell you how hard it is to travel around on airplanes and not work for a living. It's great.
I mean, do you have any sense of guilt or anything about being a musician that way?
Oh, no sense of guilt. Shoot, I did this for enough years without getting paid for it that it's okay. You know, I mean, it all evens out, but I'm not about to sit here and tell somebody over the radio who's out of work, you know, how hard it was to play a concert and have everybody tell you how much they liked you and all that nonsense that happens to you when you do this. Ever since Arlo Cut City in New Orleans, it's been all right. You know.
That was a big difference for you,
No
right?
question about it. The day that thing went on the air, you could just feel the fog lifting. Luckiest thing that ever happened to me.
How did you feel about the way he interpreted the song?
I'll tell you, John, I listened to it, and first I didn't hear it. You know, I just didn't hear it.
Such a different tempo from the way you did it.
Yeah, but Well, what he did is he made it the Disappearing Railroad Blues, or at least that's what I ended up thinking he did with it. Everybody says, Steve, how do you feel about Arlo's record getting played on the... Well, it's a beautiful record. Very well-produced record, you know, and I always thought if we had made one that it was as good as that one. I'm talking about from a production standpoint and everything. It was just gorgeous. The sounds on the record, it was great, and he read the lyrics so well, you know. He slowed it down so everybody could hear the words.
What is it about City of New Orleans that makes it such a great universal song? Do you know?
No, man.
I mean, I realized that...
It was, John, that was an accident. I have no idea why that one... I mean, I don't think I'll ever write another one. You know, I mean, I like country songs and all that, but I like all kinds of music. I like, you know, swing and jazz and blues and all the stuff I grew up listening to as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I have no idea why that one in particular is a train song or why it was a country song. I mean, I got lucky. If someone comes out of their house in the middle of the night and parts with cash to hear somebody play the guitar and sing, well, then you got to do something. You know, I mean, you have a responsibility not to just lay down. I've always felt that though about performing. For some reason, I feel a certain responsibility to both to the music and to the public. I think of myself first as an entertainer and then as either a singer or a songwriter or a guitarist. That's all secondary, I think, to a total concept.
Now, you mentioned the word entertainer, and I think that's really kind of a key to the way you approach what you're doing. You see yourself more than just a singer or a songwriter or a guitarist, right? I mean, it's an overall thing as an entertainer?
Oh, yeah, because I know I don't have Leadbelly's voice or Django Reinhardt's guitar chops or Prine or Dylan's ear for lyrics. You know, I'm not trying to be anything other than what I am. All my heroes have these great voices or great singers or great songwriters or this or that. And they're right, they were all great entertainers too. But I don't think I can just think of myself as emulating any one kind of thing. So once you get out on stage, there's a certain thing that happens between you and an audience that you try to create. And you do that with whatever songs will do that at the moment. I wouldn't write a set of songs down on the guitar for anything. You know, I would rather go up there and take a chance that something might happen between the audience and myself. I have a rough idea what I want to start with, and I have 2 or 3 I save for moments of disaster. Yeah. You know, when nothing's happening, when that supposed grand interaction between the performer and the audience just isn't there on a given night. Then there's 2 or 3 I can always bail out with, you know, that'll help me get out of the set. But that's just, you know, from experience that you can learn which ones to save and what have you. But mostly I like to see where people are at in a given evening, and I can pretty much tell.
You have an awful lot of your friends are musicians, and you seem to have a real strong, you know, kind of kinship with a lot of different musicians. Is that something that you can explain?
Well, I like what they're doing. I'm crazy about this stuff. I'm goofy about music. Goofy, you hear? Nuts. Goofy. You know, I go hear it all the time. I can't stand to be without it for any length of time. You know, it's I would go crazy in the country listening to the crickets. You know, I can't go out in the mountains too much, man. I gotta sit around bars and hear people play or go to concerts. The music business is just so goofy every now and then. You know, not the musicians half as much as just the nature of it. You know, in baseball, if you're a 300 hitter, you get 3 hits every 10 times up. It can't be helped. You know, you get 3 hits every 10 times up, whether they're Texas leaguers or long doubles or what have you. You know, you get your share of long ones and you get your share of cheap ones, but they're all in the batting average, and you know, it's 3 for 10 for 300. And in the music business, you can be a 300 hitter if somebody says you are. I guess I'm a ham. You know, I mean, it's nice to have somebody come up to you on the street and say, "Hey, I saw you the other night, and I enjoyed it." Now, you can't buy that kind of stuff, man. That makes me feel good for a month. I'm just trying to be the best possible entertainer I can be,